Welcome back to another movie recap with us. Our movie of choice today is an underrated horror American slasher from 2012 called Smiley. Without any wait, let's slash into the movie. The movie begins with a bedroom. A girl is laying on her bed with a mobile phone in hand. A little girl jumps and scares her wearing a scary mask, and then goes over to her computer where she starts chatting with someone. We get to know that the older one is babysitting the little girl. She gets off the bed and goes over to the computer, inquiring about what she's doing on the computer and who she's talking to. The girl tells her that it's an online chatting site, Hide and Go Chat, where they can talk to anonymous people all over the world. The babysitter doesn't approve and suggests that she shouldn't use these kinds of sites, upon which the little girl tells her the urban legend of Smiley, a serial killer, who carved up his face and stitched his eyes and mouth shut. She says that the person on the other end writes, "I did it for the lulz." 3 times on the chat, Smiley appears behind you and kills you. Back home, the older girl sits on her computer and opens the website where she meets a guy with glasses. While chatting, he types the message, "I did it for the lulz," thrice, when suddenly Smiley appears behind her and stabs her through the back, killing her. A girl, Ashley, is being dropped off at college by her dad, while she comforts him that she's going to be okay, after which they bid farewell. Inside, Ashley meets her new roommate, Proxy, who tells her about a new party and invites her, which Ashley gladly accepts. At the party, Ashley meets a guy, Zane, and his friend, Mark. Proxy shows her a nerdy guy, Binder, and makes her go and talk to him. While talking, Zane and his party mob corner Binder and call him Pedo Bear, after which they start bullying him and forcing him to leave. Ashley asks Proxy what's up with Binder and Pedo Bear, which she finds out is a name he's given because he reported things to the board, some of which was creepy. The next day, Ashley wakes up in a hurry since she's late for class. When she reaches, Professor Layton is asking students about this course. A guy sitting next to Ashley borrows a pen and jokingly flirts, making her laugh. The professor is disturbed by this and asks the boy his name, which is Mark. He makes Mark answer the question. He interrupted. He tells him it's a required course, so he's taking it, which makes the whole class laugh. Ashley then correctly answers the question and the class continues. After class, she stops Professor Layton in the hallway apologizing for being late. She asks him for all the assignments in advance to be prepared and is told to find them on the website, while he also tells her to chill out and enjoy. She goes back to her room and meets Proxy. Her head is still spinning from last night. Proxy tells her she did lots of crazy things while drunk, embarrassing Ashley, but tells her to calm down since another video is getting more popular. The video shows a guy sitting in front of the camera, trying to read something written on his cheek, when Smiley appears behind him and stabs him below the chin, killing him. Ashley, stunned, cannot believe it, and Proxy tells her there's no way to find out because no one knew the guy. Ashley wants to call the cops, but Proxy stops her since they don't know anything about the reality. They conclude the video has to be fake since all this can't be humanly possible. In that assumption, they try the thing itself, agreeing on it. They choose someone to try it on, and after going through random people on the website, pick a guy. They write the message, "I did it for the lulz," thrice, upon which Smiley appears and kills the guy, freaking the girls out. Ashley starts crying and blaming herself for the guy's death, while Proxy calms her down and tells her to keep it a secret. Ashley gets a call from her dad and steps outside. Proxy keeps an eye on her so she doesn't spill. Ashley assures her she won't tell anyone. The next day in college, Ashley still feels terrible and goes to the library where she bumps into Binder. They talk and exchange numbers before saying bye. When she reaches back to her dorm, Proxy's walking out all dressed up, telling her that they're going to a party at Zane's. At the party, Ashley accidentally spills her drink and Proxy gets her another glass and goes to the washroom. Ashley spots Zane and Mark in the crowd and goes over to talk to them, but they humiliate her with a false accusation. Ashley ignores that and talks about their friend whose murder video got viral. Zane laughs it out, saying it was probably a prank, but Ashley learns that they haven't seen him since. She believes it could be real, but they laugh at her and leave, leaving only Zane with her. Zane pulls her away to the pool and scolds her about keeping it all secret. He asks her what she saw, and she tells him about the video. Zane forcefully asks her if she tried it herself, but she doesn't tell him. Zane tells her that he tried it and it cost the life of a kid. This makes Ashley throw up and cry. Zane offers to drive her home or make her sleep over, but she walks away. Walking back, she's dizzy from the drinking. Drunk and scared, she keeps walking to her house when she hears something behind her. There's nothing when she takes a look. When she turns back around, Smiley is standing with a knife in his hand. She runs towards the dorm and can reach it in time. Closing the door hastily, she sees that Smiley's already inside the house. He grabs her shirt, but it tears, and she gets away, trying to find a room to get into. They're all locked, and Smiley's right behind her. Smiley charges at her, and she wakes up screaming in bed. Turns out it was just a dream. Proxy runs in and asks if she's okay. She tells her about what happened, but Proxy tells her it's just a dream, after which she asks if Ashley is on any medication. Ashley tells her that she used to be, but not anymore. Ashley goes to a psychiatrist later that day, and the doctor puts her on medication for anxiety. After she gets out of the office, she meets Proxy, and they go over to Zane's where they find out he's a hacker. They convince Zane that Smiley could be an evil entity. Coincidentally, Professor Layton is giving a lecture on supernatural phenomena in his next class. Ashley finds a sketch of Smiley in her notebook and freaks out. As Layton talks to her, she rips and throws the drawing away. After class, she asks the professor to talk about the supernatural phenomena, but he's in a hurry and leaves. She's in the lab now, researching on a computer, when Bender approaches and accidentally scares her. He inquires about what she's up to, and they end up talking about Smiley. Ashley confesses to him that she killed someone that way, and Bender is left speechless. He says he also tried it, but nothing happened. Ashley says you have to want them to die for it to happen, and starts crying. Because of the nightmares, Ashley is unable to sleep and is up at night on her laptop. She goes on the site and starts moving through people. Suddenly, Smiley appears on the other end, and she starts chatting with him. She asks him what he is, and he replies with more questions. Proxy comes and shuts the laptop off, prohibiting her from getting involved in this. Ashley still can't get Smiley out of her head. Now and then, she hears voices in her head that makes her lose control of her thoughts. While in the library, the voices get to her and she goes crazy, breaking her laptop in the process, and then screams at the people recording her and looking at the circus she's put up. She can't stop seeing Smiley and is going crazy, so she goes to the police station to explain the situation. The officer listens to her and then, as predicted, doesn't believe her. He thinks she needs mental assistance and advises the same, and stops writing her complaint. Completely messed up, she goes to the psychiatrist who prescribes her a tranquilizer so she may sleep. She calls Bender over to the dorm, who brings her his old laptop so she can use it. They start kissing each other, and then suddenly Proxy walks in, making Bender get up and leave. She tells Ashley that she's going away to her parents to cool off about everything. Ashley tells her to go and have a good time, convincing her that she'll be fine alone. They hug and say goodbye. At night, Ashley video calls Proxy to tell her that Zane is not picking up his phone. At first, they think he's with a girl, but then start freaking out, thinking Smiley couldn't have gotten to him. Proxy thinks about calling the cops, but Ashley tells her it's of no use. She tells Proxy that she'll take Bender with her to check up on Zane, and Proxy agrees, telling Ashley to be careful. At Zane's house, Ashley knocks on the door, calling him, but the door isn't locked, so she goes in. It's all dark and music is playing. Ashley starts looking around only to find the house completely trashed. In his room, Zane is lying covered in blood, and Smiley appears on his computer screen and waves. Ashley breaks the computer, picks up the gun, and runs outside. While running home, she calls the officer, but their line is cut off. Ashley gets home and tells Proxy on call that Zane is dead. Proxy suggests calling 911, but Ashley makes her write the message. I did it for the lulz thrice. A person appears at her door, and she shoots at him. When she looks, it is Bender she had accidentally shot. She sits and cries, telling him it's all right, but Smiley appears and slits Bender's throat. Ashley runs into her room screaming and closes the door. She stands and points the gun at the door. Smiley appears behind her, and she tries to shoot him, but the gun doesn't work. The door opens, and more Smileys come inside. She can't process it and jumps out of her window. She falls with a thud, breaking her neck, and dies instantly. The Smileys take off their masks, and it was all the people who had allegedly died in the videos. Even the babysitter. They just wanted to make an online serial killer. Proxy asks Zane why they did it, and he replies, I did it for the lulz thrice. When a real Smiley appears right behind Proxy and stabs her in the eyes, the movie ends here.